Hello everyone, and welcome to So Many Games Little Time. As usual, I'm here with
Evangelos
and also myself. All right, so we're a little bit late with this podcast, first and foremost, because my laptop died. Very sad. So we are now recording at Evangelos' place for now, and hopefully that'll get fixed really soon, actually. Okay, so the first thing is more about what just happened in general. I have a couple of things. Do you have anything to say?
No.
Not really. So for me, it is something that I discovered a couple of days ago. Do you ever listen to soundtracks or whatever music when you play board games?
Not generally, no.
No. Okay.
No, not me.
Okay. Sometimes, depending, like I might put on some space music when I play like Stars of Icarius or whatever. But I discovered this website called Melodice. So when you go to Melodice, you can type in it's not sponsored, by the way, sadly. You can type in basically any game and it'll give you a playlist of, I think, YouTube videos and everything that you can listen to. So you're checking it out, right?
Yeah, I'm checking it out.
So I typed in like Arc Nova, and you got like a bunch of zoo playlists and everything. I typed in some space games. So it's pretty cool that you can, if you want to do that, you want to add some more atmosphere. If people are over, then you can. And then yeah.
Okay.
I only tried a couple of games, but maybe it's interesting to check out. Okay, that's enough stuff for In the Spotlight. So I guess we can continue now with the quick board game news. And we'll start with Essen Spiel. And of course, the biggest point for Essen Spiel is that we want to go, but we cannot go because we live in Hong Kong and we don't have holidays. So all of you who went, I don't like you. Okay.
And you have to wait months for the games?
Yes.
If we're lucky.
That too. But I'm going to pass it over to you because you know more about Essen Spiel than I do in general. Tend to be. So...
what are you looking forward to? Well, my number one game is Nucleum.
Yeah.
Board and Dice. I think we did the top 100. They are my Goldilocks company. It's the right spot for me. Not too heavy, not too light. It's just that sweet spot that really in my happy space. And it looks like it's more the same. Mm-hmm. Designed by Simone Luciani and David Turti. Again, great designers, top 5 designers for me. And it looks really interesting. They say it's very similar in some ways to Barrage.
Yeah.
There's building networks on the board, and you start and just building up to this. And also the theme's great. This whole kind. It's not steampunk, but it's like a Victorian era in which they've discovered nuclear energy.
But it looks very pretty. I saw the pictures.
It is pretty, but I'm more interested in the mechanics and the heaviness because there's no tea game this year.
Ah, yeah. So you can always call it Nucleum. But I like the fact that you have the tiles, right? The action tiles. You either use the action or you put it on the board, so you have more building options.
And then just that tension of what you're doing.
And I've heard that it's similar to Brass, except the luck factor of the cards is kind of gone. Because in Brass, you're always limited to the cards that you hold. Right?
I'm also interested to see how interactive it is compared to Barrage.
I've never played Barrage because I've heard it was very cutthroat.
Yes.
But in this one, I think it's a little bit easier to get back into the game if you make a mistake. No?
We'll find out.
Yes, we will.
I'm really excited about it. Everything, board and dice, sight unseen. That's what I want. What's your game?
A game that I have on here is Sankore, which is from the same people as who made Merv, which I've never played. But it's really beautiful. This time the theme is like you actually have your students that you're sending out and you're teaching them on whatever, and there's like a lot of area majority going on, and that's about everything that I know about it.
Does this make you want to pick up Merv?
I've always wanted to play Merv, but I've never have. So, but I think if you would see my wish list, it is ridiculously long, so there's so many games. But then, Merv, I've always wanted to try out, also because it looks so nice, and it gets a pretty good rating.
It's Tool art.
Oh, yeah. But it gets a pretty good rating too, right?
Yes, Merv had a wonderful, incredible action selection grid around the thing, around the center of the board.
Is it the one that has like a stadium kind of thing on the side? Or maybe I'm mixing them up now.
No, it's the one where you're building the walls, the cities.
Yeah. I get 7.5 on BGG.
What's the heaviness?
2 kilos. No, 3.46.
Yeah.
It's pretty heavy, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I remember now, yeah. Yeah, I'm using my phone because of my laptop.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you can't go wrong with that game. It's a great game. My next second game I saw is Kutna Hora. And again, same thing, very similar to Board and Dice. I usually like the heaviness of their games, CG games. What's interesting about this is they describe it as a dynamic marketplace, but what's really fascinating about for me is this cardboard computer tracker thing that they've got.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Well,
Like you manipulate it to work out the population.
no, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen pictures, but I haven't realized that is part of it or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've seen
Interesting.
it's like the Silver City or whatever it's called, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I've seen the pictures, but visually, graphically, it didn't really appeal to me. So I wasn't really motivated to check out everything else, you know. And so because there's so many games on offer that, But many people are crazy about it. So
I'm looking forward to trying it out.
I feel a bit silly now because my next game I wrote down is Noctiluca. Turns out it's a game of 2019, but it was featured in multiple posts about Essen Spiel, so I guess they offered it there and people might have discovered it then. But it's by Shem Phillips, and I think it looks really pretty. It's pretty light. It gets how much weight? 1.31. So basically, you're diving. Like the board is like very colorful. It has all kinds of like these translucent dice in the different colors, and you're diving to collect dice, and then you put them in jars, which of course are cards, not actual jars, and then you deliver them. But it gets 7.1, not crazy good, but the table presence is really nice. It looks cool. And I like simple games because they also get played not only at home but also at school. So,
I don't care.
Yours?
I've worked more the heavy games.
Yeah.
My next game, Shipyard, second edition.
Also from.
This one's from Suchi.
Yes.
We're going to speak about these other game. That will be also not one I definitely want. I've never played Shipyard before. Always wanted to. The original edition was pretty ugly. It was a stronghold game. No, it was a CG. It was also CG. It was CG, but it wasn't. It was very much an old school graphic design. So it wasn't a very visually appealing game. So I never bothered getting into it. It looked really boring, the theme. But now that I've started to really play a lot of Suchi games, he's one of my top favorite designers. I really want to go. And what's interesting about this game, apparently, he got it back. He didn't change anything. Usually they
streamline
it takes out. He left it the same. Apparently he said it's good enough. It's still good. It's still good.
It's perfect.
Maybe it is, and for what it is. But apparently what's really interesting about it is the rondel. That's like a rondel within a rondel. So I'm really looking forward to playing that and giving it a go.
And it does look a lot better now, or what?
Yes.
Okay.
But it wasn't very difficult. But.
See, graphics matter.
What's your next one then?
I had 9 Ring Circus. No, 3 Ring Circus. 3 Ring. I didn't write the number. I think it's 3 Ring Circus, right?
Is it the Veer game?
Yes, the Veer game, yeah. And it looks very nice. It's very beautiful. Basically, you're touring through the USA. You're setting up shows. You're trying to give people what they expect, of course. And because you're like a touring company, your circus, you actually start also with no acts, so you have to collect that too. So it's all part of that. I have heard mixed opinions though, so this might also. When I saw it, I immediately put it on there because like this looks like my kind of game. But then when I read people's reactions, I was like, maybe it's a try before you buy. But then I heard it was so popular at Essen, it was very difficult to get a demo in. So many people just outright bought it. Okay. Because if I can't try it, I'll just buy it, which is
Well, it's actually a good segue to because De Veer they're burning it up now.
Yeah.
All their games are really good at the moment. And so the other game I would want from Essen, I actually just received, is White Castle.
Yeah, I can see it.
It's over there, yes. And I'm really excited to try that game out because it's the same designers as Red Cathedral.
Yeah.
Have you played that?
No, but you've.
No,
you and other people have boasted.
Red Cathedral's great, and this one's getting better reviews.
But it's a combo-rific game, right?
I'm not sure. I was looking as I learned the rules. I just learned the rules. Only 9 turns in the game.
Yeah.
But they obviously they trigger other things.
Yes.
And it's dice placement and building up your personal engine with the dice there. It looks really, really smooth in that way.
Because in the beginning, the 9-turn thing turned me off. But then when I read that you're supposed to, every turn you're supposed to combo. Like if you do this, then you can do this, and then this, and then this, and then this. Okay, now it's your turn. So that actually sounds, and it's so pretty. It looks very pretty as well.
It's very pretty.
And quite compact.
Yes, I don't know if that's a positive or negative though.
Because it's difficult to get it all back in the box.
Yeah, I think sometimes maybe they overdo it with the size.
Yeah.
So I can show it.
So you heard it here. Size matters.
So I don't know if maybe if all games of the size you'd feel I'd be more okay with it.
Well, you can fill a whole podcast. Well, maybe a video would be better with comparing games that use the box size well and some who use it horribly.
Yeah.
You know, like you have so many big box games that only have like a couple of deck of cards. You're like, what is this? Why?
Space, yeah.
So I think most of the time it's cost effective for them, but they're not really good for us. Okay, then actually I thought this would go to you, but I guess it goes to me now.
You share it.
It's Evacuation, also by Suchi. Apparently the heaviest game he's made so far. And the whole mechanic is that basically you have to evacuate people from a planet and you're going to space, to a different planet, I guess. And you're basically dismantling an engine while rebuilding it on the new planet.
So basically it's 2 player boards at the same time.
Yes, yeah. So you're basically like, it reminds me a little bit, I mean, just the idea, it reminds me a little bit of like On Mars, because you have to, like, you know, have the 2 sections you have to kind of juggle. Of course, this is different because you have powerful actions in the beginning, but as you're dismantling them, they become weaker. And then, so I guess it's going to be very important to find the right moment to do the right things and so on, I think. But it looks nice as well. And I'm curious in trying it, but of course they're not short games.
No,
so
but that's again, they're usually the games I love.
Yeah.
Again, with Sushi, all these previous games the last few years have been great. Obviously, Underwater Cities, Praga Kaput. Have you played Praga Kaput?
I have it, but no, I still haven't played it.
Messina.
Mm-hmm.
That was also a really good game. I really enjoyed that. I think underrated. And also Woodcraft.
Yeah, Woodcraft I played and I sold.
So didn't like it.
I thought it was okay, but I think also the theme was like, I don't know, it didn't really appeal to me. I bought it because it was hyped at that point, and I knew it was Suchi. And when I played it, I was like, this is good, it's okay, but it didn't blow me away. And then these days, if it doesn't blow me away, then
I think you've kept a lot worse games. I think you've kept a lot worse games. I think it's a great game.
Well, it's always the question, why do you keep that game? Why don't you keep... Like, I sold Arc Nova as well, and people would call me crazy for that, and Architect. So, people have different flavors and different reasons why they do stuff, I guess. Different tastes, not different flavors. We're not cannibals. That's all my list.
I got 1 or 2 more. Age of Innovation. I've never played Terra Mystica before. It's just one of those holes in my playing career.
You know what's funny? When we met through Meetup, right?
Yes.
And then we had a bunch of people that we play with a lot.
Yes.
And at one point they started playing Terra Mystica, and each of them, well, 3 or 4 of them, separately, all told me, you have to play this game. This game is perfect for you. I never played it. I never did, because it doesn't look appealing. And then with the board and moving the power around and everything, I was like, I tried it on the app to play, but then the app isn't that fantastic to teach you. So in the end, I've never played it either. Yeah. So maybe...
I've always wanted to play it, never pulled the trigger buying it.
Well, do you have Gaia Project?
No, I don't have it either.
I played that once.
And did you like it?
Also so. Because I played it with Kine, who was on the channel, who is now Everything Dice. You can check him out on Instagram and YouTube as well. And I think it's one of his top games, if not his number 1. And I don't know, for me, I think I needed more plays, but then because I didn't own it, it didn't happen. So I don't know. No,
I'm looking forward to finally giving it a go. Because apparently it's like a streamline, not streamlined, I don't have a streamline, but I can refine a point.
It's easier to get into, no?
I don't know. That's like a new edition, a new version. So looking forward to seeing it go.
Okay. We got anything
And the
else?
other one I know very little about, just the artwork of the cover, Celtae. It's a
Game about salt.
no Celtae, Celtics,
Oh, okay, yeah.
and
Yeah, it rings a bell. Yeah,
it's Demica art,
yeah.
and it just looks really pretty, and the theme looks great, and apparently also a rondel based game. I love rondels, and yeah, I'd like to see if we give it a go.
What about Orleans Plague?
Plague, I do want it. I don't think I forgot to put it on the list.
was one of those-
I am worried about the chips.
It's one of the subscriptions I didn't cancel because I got a message today. Orleans Plague. Will we pre-order? Or?
I really want that game because I love Orleans.
Yeah.
The problem now is they got new chips,
Oh, okay.
and I got the updated chips,
Okay.
so I can't play the game if it's cardboard. I threw away all the cardboard chips,
Yeah, so kind of like forced to then.
but they haven't. I want to know if the Board Game Geek store will sell the updated chips.
There is a different way of playing it, but it's a very big workaround.
Oh,
You use your laptop, you use a randomizer engine, and you just type the coins you have and you press randomize. Oh, that came up.
it's not the same.
It's,
You want to put your hand in the bag?
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah, in the bag,
if you
you want-
really want to play it, that's a workaround.
Nah.
It's always a
Okay.
workaround. Not
No.
good ones, but okay. I've always wanted your copy of Ex Libris because it's impossible to find these days. But a kind soul on, I think Facebook was it, replied because somebody said like, "Oh, I just bought Ex Libris somewhere, found it somewhere, and for really cheap." And I was like, "It's impossible to find. It's really awesome." And then someone said, "Oh, well, Renegade Games
Reprinting
is reprinting it," which I didn't realize. And then I went to. They did change some stuff, which I think is a bit sad because the board in the middle is replaced by cards, so it's not exactly the same as your edition. But I always really liked it because I thought it was funny. I thought it was
It's a great
fun,
game.
and yeah.
So now I haven't looked into the expansion that's coming out with it.
hmm
Is that compatible with my edition?
I don't know
I need to find out about that.
because they did change quite a bit of stuff, but it could be just visual.
I think they might be visual because everyone complained about that the type was too small.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So they might have changed
Yeah.
the art. So
I think in their best interest, they should be compatible.
I hope so.
Because I don't think many people will buy a game again just to get the expansion. I think the majority will not. Some will, like we probably would.
It's a great game, underrated in many ways.
Yeah. And now the next thing they have to reprint is Shakespeare.
Yes,
And then we'll
that's
all
my
be
copy.
happy.
I have my copy of that one too.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. It's one of those games that
That's another one of my favorite games. You can't find it.
no, also impossible to find, especially the expansion.
It's
That's
expensive.
even
Expensive
worse.
was tiny.
Yeah, but then
pretty
people say expansion is a must. It elevates it even more. So if anyone's listening, well, some people are listening, but if you're looking around in your local shops and you see either of those games, just get them.
Yeah, it's like when I went to South Africa and I found Pillars of the Earth before they reprinted it
Yeah.
at some random bookshop, and they had them there for at a normal price. So I found that and Discworld, both out of print games.
See, sometimes you find it like this, and sometimes you find a game that is so old and not even good, it's still at regular price when it came out,
Yes,
and then you're like, why is this store doing this? But yeah, it's like
I
both
think
sides.
they didn't realize what they have.
Yes. Well, I've got Bruges in Dutch, so I can play with Dutch people, but I can't play with English people. So my idea was always to paste English over it, so it would be, but I've never done it.
I did that. I've done it for one game, the Pillars of the Earth expansion.
Because it was German, right?
Because it's impossible to get the expansion for less than $100 for anything reasonable. And I managed to get it for a normal price in German, and I pasted it.
Okay.
That's what worth it.
Cool. I think we can just then talk about what we've been playing, actually.
Yes.
I will go first because I have 3 stupid games to talk about. First of all, it's Guess Who or Who Is It in Dutch that I've been playing with my daughter. I'm just happy that she's willing to play games these days. And
Fiesta.
Yes, yeah. So she's really happy to play games now and practices her English and the questions and so on, and describing people and reading the names, most importantly. So we've been playing Guess Who, we've been playing Jenga, because for once I'm happy with McDonald's.
Why?
Because now McDonald's in their Happy Meals have board games. You've got Jenga, Guess Who, Battleship, all the classics.
How big is a Jenga?
Well, it's funny. They're like these little cardboard things that you have to fold, and then they turn into bricks.
Okay.
So basically, it just gives you the idea of how the game works, and if you like it, you'll probably buy it, right?
Cool.
Because of course it's going to break after a couple of plays. Yes. But it's all cardboard. Same for Battleship and everything, and it's just cool that I can introduce it to her, which is, I think, for once I'm happy with McDonald's. So that's enough about what I play with my daughter. Also chicken, but I talked about it last time, so I need to redo that.
So I finally got to play Heat, Pedal to the Metal.
Mm-hmm.
After talking about Essen, game came out last year. Essen, we only got it a couple of weeks ago here.
Yeah, it's so annoying.
It literally took almost a year to get here.
Yeah.
It's strange, there must have been real production problems, because you think for a game this hot, pardon the pun, that they would have already had expansions by now. Because all they do is boards.
I am not surprised, because we've been waiting for years for the Flamme Rouge expansion.
Yeah, but for this game, all they need is just extra boards.
Yeah, but for the Grand Tour expansion, all you need to do is just make a system which is already in place. It's already all over the boards on Board Game Geek, and they've been talking about it for 2 years now, and it's still not here.
Did you get Heat?
Yes, it's still on my shelf, ready to be played, but hasn't been played.
Is this based on your shelf for both that and Flamme Rouge?
I would imagine so, yeah. Simply because of the theme.
But I can tell you what, I don't usually like games, but this game is so much fun. It is so much fun. The tension, the corners. I think the corners was what really makes the game.
Because if I'm not mistaken, you basically spend heat to go through the corners faster, right?
No, heat is just basically clogging your deck up to get more cards, right?
Yeah.
So you got to manipulate your cards that way. But what happens is when you go around a corner, you have to be within a certain number when you play cards.
Yeah.
So according to your gear, it's how many, you have to play X amount of cards.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to play the cards from your hand. So sometimes you do not have the cards in your hand that would be able to make you turn the corner under the corner limit.
Go too fast.
So there's a lot of tension. Do you keep the big numbers in your hand, but then sometimes you end up in a situation where you only have big numbers and you don't make the corner. So the tension of the corners really makes the game. It's really well done.
Have you played with the Legends?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
We only played the once. We played 2 games at night. And the game goes fast. We played with 5 players and then 4 players, and it took us 2.5 hours to play both games. And that's what the rules teach.
The reason why I wouldn't remove Flamme Rouge is also because I have 2 expansions.
Yes, but this also has a couple of mini expansions in it too. It has weather, which
is the same as Flamme Rouge,
basically, and it has upgrades. So basically, you can draft cards to make your deck unique, and that's technically like upgrades of your car.
Yeah,
it works really well thematically, and the game comes with 4 maps. So 2 boards with 2.
That's already awesome as well.
That's really good. And then I said, all that like with Concordia, all they need to do is release new maps, and that alone, just like what they did with Terraforming Mars. You think that at least release a couple of maps in between the big box expansions.
Yeah.
And I think if it wasn't for the production problems, they would have done this essay.
Could be. And another reason why I wouldn't remove or sell Flamme Rouge is because I really love racing games, and I don't know, it doesn't matter unless they're really bad, I won't get rid of them. I think I've got like 5 or 6 now of them. So I really, really, really want to try Heat.
And it's also got a very good automate system. So you can do all 6 cars.
Yeah, but apparently they're really tough to beat as well, which is good.
Which is what you want, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We should do a championship, because that's also in the box, which is also, I think,
a 4 race one. Yeah.
4 race?
I think it's there's four races. There's 4 tracks. So I'm assuming it's a 4 race.
Could you technically do it in the other way around? Like, could you do reverse track or not?
I'm sure you could.
Oh,
okay. And that's what that. Yeah, why not?
I played Mercurial, which is basically a pretty game. And I think I talked about it last time a little bit as well, but I thought it was just, I think then I said the game is just good. But now I played it again, the solo mode, and I enjoyed it more because I knew what to expect.
Okay.
And I played solo, and there's 2 solo modes in there. One is just beat your own score, but then the other one is called Challengers, and then you add people to the game and you play. Even if we would play together, we could add 2 automas to it, and then you play with 4 people, because they do the exact same thing as regular people. Right?
Okay.
So I appreciate it more now. It's still pretty, of course, and you do need to make choices. You do need to push your luck in the game, because you have to decide when to use your dice, which scoring cards you're going for, and so on. It's
a deck builder.
I enjoyed it. Yeah, I think I talked about it last time. It's like Spice Road, right? Because on your turn, you either take these ability cards, which allows you to manipulate your dice, or you take a spell card, but then you have to put your dice and or mana and acuity on it to actually cast part of the spell, and then, or prepare the spell anyway. And then basically when you run out of dice, you cast your spell, and then hopefully you get enough restore or destroy or something, or ruin, and then you can actually cast the spell and get one of the reward cards. But then even the reward cards have different choices you have to make. It's not just points, because they also give you sigils, and they also might give you an extra die or whatever if you play solo. So yeah, there's a lot of choices to be made actually, and it plays quick. I recorded, there'll be a video of it, and it's I thought it was kind of okay. It is mathy, because you have to because the thing is, you can try to reach equilibrium, which means when you cast your spell, you have the same amount of ruin as restore, and then it's equilibrium and it gets boosted basically, and you get extra rewards possibly for that too. So you have to make sure the right cards come out, but of course if you have more people, they can block you. Yada yada yada. I've talked about it too long already. Mercurial, just check it out. Anything else for you?
I played Arc Nova with the expansion.
How was that?
I enjoy it. I like Arc Nova. I wouldn't get rid of it like some other people. But
I don't know what you're talking about.
But the first thing, it's just more the same. Extra bonuses, the ones that the gold bonuses, extra cards. Now they've got the marine animals, so you get the extra thing you're building. That's all good, well and good. There's now ways with the wave function to clear, start making the river move faster.
Yeah.
To clear it quicker. But I think the biggest one is the upgraded cards for your actions. So everyone is kind of asymmetric.
No.
And I think that's a huge.
Well, I do want to play again, because I watched the Tom Vassell review as well. And he was also talking about that some of the cards now have an action that might make you not want to upgrade them immediately.
Yes, because what happens is the other side is better, but it takes away one of the powers that the basic side has. So it's a good tension there.
Right.
No, I think it's a really good addition. A very simple one, right? Just
Does it play faster now?
No. But the game has problems. The game has problems. I don't like the way the game ends, suddenly, and ultimately it's still very much a solitaire game.
Yeah. Would you play without the expansion?
No, because it doesn't change. It doesn't really change the game in that way.
Yeah.
There's nothing really altered. It just gives a little more options.
Yeah. So basically, if you teach it to new players,
I'll teach you that. No,
it's
pretty straightforward. If they can handle the rest of the game, they can handle the expansion.
Okay. So
yeah, I really liked it.
Cool. I am on the fence too, but yeah. But we'll talk about Simon Expo later.
Yes.
But yeah, I thought about joining that competition, but I think I'm too rusty now. It'd just be kind of stupid.
I've been practicing on BGA.
Yeah. We can talk about it later, what you've been doing. Okay.
Sure.
So what else do I have? I played Dreadful Meadows, finally, because it's Halloween's coming, and it was on my shelf of shame for a while as well. And I liked it. I mean, so stupid I sound surprised because I backed it and everything. But I thought it'd be very simple. I'm going to look at the weight.
Was behind it as well?
I don't know.
Phillips was involved.
Maybe was he? Because I thought it would be very light, but in the end, I thought you do have a lot of choices to make, and it's 2.33, which is a little bit under the half. So it's still, I think it's okay. It doesn't say Chamfilet, it's Lucas Adam.
Okay.
So basically what you're doing is it's a tile laying game, right? Because you create your own patch of candy, basically. And on your turn, you either buy patches and then you attach them to your other one, or you place one of your sprites, which will then cause candy to grow around your sprite, wherever you put it. Or you take your sprite back, which depending on which patch it's standing will have a special power that will then activate. But it can also be, you have 3 sprites, so you can also take them back, all 3 of them together, which is like comboing all the different powers. Or you can fill a card, but I think that's free. I think those are the 3 actions. Might be a 4th one that I'm forgetting now, but there's a video. Buy a harvester. The harvester is the one thing that I don't think really fits in the theme because it doesn't look like anything Halloween-y, but whatever. The cool part is normally, like I said, you put a sprite and it'll sprout candy. But if there's a harvester next to it, then the harvester will also sprout candies next to it. So if you have another harvester next to that one, it'll sprout everywhere, right? Okay. But the cool part is that you have 5 characters, I believe, and they all have very specific powers. And if you play solo, you just flip that character and it becomes sour, and then they have a special solo power. So you can play against all 5 of them. And there's like achievements in the rulebook and everything. It has 3 expansions, but they're all for playing with other people because they're all take daddy. I take stuff from you, I brought you there, la 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 la. And the first time I played horrible, and the second time was a little bit better.
Solo.
Yeah. And for example, the one that I played with Jack, of course, typical. When you buy tiles, they're on the market. So the patch has a cost on it, and on the market there's an added cost, 3, 2, 1, and so on. With Jack, you don't have to pay the market costs. Okay. So basically with him, you can just, I'm gonna buy all 4, something like that. While other people have to pay so much money. So everybody plays very differently. It was a lot of fun, it's pretty.
Also the deductions off the hook.
Yes, there's one downside though. The candy looks really cute, but it's a pain to take it out of the box and put it on the market. So I just take out the box and put it next to the market, because otherwise it just takes too long because it rolls everywhere and like if they really wanted to make it nice, the market board should have been double layered so they can't roll off. At least in the box, you can just like the little plastic box you can take out.
Yeah, I've had the same problem with the Bliss with the pearls.
Yeah.
And Everdell with the fruit.
Yeah, like it can look nice, but if it goes everywhere, it's a pain.
The only thing I didn't like to work before, there's no miniatures.
Yeah, that's true.
I wish there was miniatures in the game.
Yeah.
Because it would have been fun to paint them.
Yeah, but there's no point really.
Really, they're useless.
For Dreadful Meadows. Yeah. Well, I guess the sprites could be a mini because you put them down.
But you got the standees, right?
For you mean the harvesters?
It's just the harvesters.
Yeah,
there's no characters.
No. Okay. The characters all have like their own little sprites. They're like tiny wooden meeples you put down.
Okay.
Yeah, it would be nice to paint, I agree, but it wouldn't have no value game-wise.
Okay, I thought they had acrylic standees for the characters.
There was one in the expansion. Okay. Then you put her somewhere. But
okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess that's all that we've played, right? I don't have anything left. Do you have anything left?
Nope. That's all it.
So we'll stop the 5th episode here, and we'll see you in the 6th episode, which will be all about Kickstarter. All right? Bye-bye.
Bye.